Welcome to the American Med Spa Association podcast, Medical Spa Insider. In this special member spotlight edition, live from the Medical Spa Show 2025 in Las Vegas, Nevada, AmSpa Membership Engagement and Advocacy Coordinator Michela Bailey is speaking with members of the California and Utah State Chapters. Guests include Sahar Saghezchi, Co-Chair, California Chapter, Terri Hancock, Co-Chair, Utah Chapter, and Amanda Hopper, Chair, Utah Chapter.
Hi guys, it's Michela Bailey here with Membership, and we're doing a very special Membership Spotlight podcast. We're at Medical Spa Show 2025, and we're interviewing our chapter leaders. So we're so excited to have them on, and I wanted to introduce you to Sahar. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi guys. Well, I am from California. I represent the California chapter, and I have a practice in Cupertino that I've had for 10 years, and we do a lot of facial aesthetics, so it's all face, neck, chest, intimacy, lots of intimacy. Okay. And I've been with AmSpa for, I want to say, hold on, my headphones are falling.
Cut. We're going to cut there.
There.
Actually, need like 2 or 3 seconds of silence.
You can.
We're back.
We're good.
I've been with AmSpa for 7 or 8 years, actually.
Wow.
Since the first show. That's the first one I came to.
So 8, yeah.
Yeah.
8, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I've been with AmSpa for a long time. I speak for AmSpa.
Mm-hmm.
I've done some boot camps, and now I am very happy to represent the California chapter of AmSpa.
And she's like a pleasure, like nicest girl ever. Like she's the coolest though, you know.
You're very sweet.
She's a celebrity and
Hardly.
You know, very humble. Like,
Hardly.
So cool.
Hardly. Up against you? I doubt it.
Oh,
I doubt it. You're far more humble for how celebrity you are.
I'm chilling.
I love that about you, actually.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just a girl trying to help some girls out.
Yes, that's what makes you so amazing and approachable.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that is.
Appreciate it.
I'm so lucky to have you. Alex, did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Back to our scheduled podcast.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So what made you want to become a state chapter leader? No, I don't know words.
Well, I think that California is a tough state. Mm-hmm. And I think that with everything that goes on just nationwide, having the ability to represent California as a whole and be a little bit more involved, number one, I think it helps educate me a little bit more. And I think it's really nice to bring the community together. I mean, really, our industry is competitive. And, you know, it's so much more important to be collaborative. And we deal with so many of the, you know, imposters or the businesses that don't necessarily have their shit together and are not up to par. And I think that being a part of the California chapter or wanting to be, you know, sit at this level with the California chapter came down to, number one, educating myself and learning a little bit more about these things as we go. You know, we're all just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And number two, being able to create more of a collaborative space for all the providers, injectors, you know, really everybody. I think that the California chapter really hits more of the mid-levels though, and I think it's really just about the med spa in general. So I love to be involved in things like this, and I think it's extremely important to, you know, continue to educate all of our fellow med spas and our colleagues across the nation, but definitely within California, considering how many laws that we have and the way that it is, it's very important. So I'm really happy and lucky to be able to sit as a co-chair here.
And we're happy to have you.
Thank you.
We can't do it all. So it's good to have like people in different states who actually like are a little bit more dialed in, because, you know, we're AmSpa. We can be dialed in on a national level, but we can't be dialed in. And it's a way for us to extend our arm. Like we say at the boot camp, you got to pay for the third arm, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a way for us to have a third arm and like still support them on a level that they understand. And instead of like, hey, we're big AmSpa, we're going to tell you what to do. You know?
Well, you know, a lot of people just don't know either. I think there's a lot of gray area in our industry, and I believe that gray area leaves a lot of room for error that could just be innocent error, right? And so the more that we can provide knowledge,
Yeah.
empower one another. We're able to elevate the industry as a whole by being able to truly just give everybody the knowledge that they need.
Yeah.
And that takes away a lot of the, like I said, the innocent mistakes that
Yeah.
people just don't know, because really our industry is tough. Like, you know, it's expensive. We have high overhead. We have to have an insurance for the insurance, and we just really have to be protected. So why not allow everybody who wants to stay compliant, give them that information and stay compliant and elevate our industry, set a new standard, which then ends up putting away all the, you know, the not so legitimate practices.
Yeah. And we don't deal with what we're dealing with in Texas right now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So you've been to Medical Spa Show every year. What is the one thing that you get most excited about when you come to Medical Spa Show?
Oh, everything. I really, really love it. So the first year that I came, it was a little intimidating. I had only had my practice for like 2 years.
Okay.
And then it was intimidating because you're like, oh, there's all these people, all your mentors, all these people that like you don't really know, but you kind of know. Each year after that, it's seeing these familiar faces across the nation, right? I mean, you are friends with these injectors or doctors or whoever, anybody, estheticians who are on the other side of the country. And then you come to AmSpa and you're like, oh shit, hi, let's get a drink. Like, oh my gosh. And then as I started speaking and educating for AmSpa, it just became a lot more exciting to not only be a part of the educational portion, but it's like you learn something new in every course with every person that you cross paths with. And so besides just networking and seeing all these people that we really only get to see once a year,
Once a year, or in passing at some random conference.
Exactly. And then just to be able to take something new with you is extremely important. Now, I bring my whole ass staff.
Okay.
I close the whole office and I pack our bags and I bring everybody. So my whole team is here, the whole practice. There's like 9 of us.
Okay.
And maybe there's one person left behind this time, but I bring everybody once a year. And AmSpa is the one conference that I like pay for, and I bring them all here. And so I have this rule, and my rule is everybody can come, they can party, they can do whatever they want. They just have to be at classes starting early.
Easy.
But then the Monday morning that we get back, we have a mandatory staff meeting, and everybody has to bring 2 to 3 things that they learned and that we are going to implement. So we literally sit down and we go over everything that everybody learned and what they're going to take away and what we are actually going to start implementing. So it's a long staff meeting, but I got to get my money's worth.
I mean, that's the perfect ROI. And then extra practice for even more and even better.
Well, you want to know, what everybody took away, because it is very overwhelming, right? There's all these classes, and we have clinical staff, support staff. So everybody gets overwhelmed. Everybody leaves these conferences and they're like, oh my God, I want to do X, Y, Z, everything, So just kind of narrowing it down to a few things that each person took away and that we can implement makes it extremely worth it. And that's one big thing that I look forward to at the end of this conference always.
That's so cool. And that's so real because, for example, so we went to an association conference for associations.
Insurance for insurance.
So our membership team went to that, and it's just cool to, like, again, we go to these classes. We were on the same class, but we all took different things from it, depending on what our role is or just how our own brains work. Some people are going around the wall, some people are climbing it.
Yes, absolutely.
Some people are exploding the wall. Dare I say?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's so true, right? Everybody's just at a different place, and so you kind of sit down and do this round table, and you're like, oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Didn't think of it like that.
Yeah.
Nice. And so you've been on the show floor. Are there any booths that you've seen that you're like, how the heck did they do that?
Well, I mean, everybody's really impressive here.
Yeah,
everybody's so impressive. It's very, very, I mean, it's incredible. Every time that we come in here, there's a lot of the same people and you see them, and it's awesome, and it's it's also nice when you come in and you're like, oh, I use you. Oh yeah, I use you. What you got going on? Let me get a sample. But everybody's so impressive, and everybody just really, our industry is evolving
rapidly. In the best way.
In the best way. And seeing so much more of the regenerative treatments here,
that's exciting.
Is very exciting, because obviously, if you're in medical aesthetics, that's where we're going towards. So it's very nice to see that. So those booths, it's nice to see them here.
So when you come to Vegas, is there anything that you're ever like super excited about outside of the conference? You're like, if I go to Vegas, I have to do this every single time.
Usually it would be to have a glass of champagne at like 10 a.m. because in Vegas you should be able to do that. You know, it's like it's Vegas. Like, I don't do it on this trip, but but I wouldn't mind if I did. I just love restaurants in Vegas. So when I'm here, there's no way, conference or not, I have to go to a good restaurant.
Okay.
Yes.
Have you been to your good restaurant yet, or do you have a reservation set for it?
Tomorrow night, we're going to go to Poppy.
Okay.
We're going to go to Poppy Steakhouse.
Nice.
It's a little extra, you know, the whole staff is here and they're all like a decade younger than me. So we got to go out and party.
You know, going back to that champagne comment, it's so funny because there's that meme where the girls are like, Miami's not ready for me. And they're like, Miami is ready for 4 girls in a sedan.
Absolutely.
So I tweeted before I went on this trip, I said, I actually think Vegas is ready for me. They have every drink I've ever wanted to drink, and they have every activity I've ever enjoyed.
Yep. Yeah. No, I love Vegas.
Right. They treat you like a princess.
And the Wynn. Like, I also, Alex, thank you for changing it to the Wynn, because honestly, this is by far the best hotel, and just their staff, their team.
Yes.
This is what every med spa should exude in their businesses.
I agree.
I tell my staff in staff meetings, I'm like, pick a brand, any brand, a hotel, it could be, you know, Lululemon, whatever.
Yeah.
Pick a brand that you're loyal to, that you love, and then give me your why you love them. And then they're like, oh, well, I love, you know, Starbucks because I could just drive through or whatever. I'm like, okay, how can the practice be more like that? So the Wynn absolutely exudes what every med spa should be.
You know, they have 3 people
per person. Per guest.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that you know that, because I tell everybody that.
Isn't that insane?
Yeah.
So our education director, Kirsty, she's new and she's speaking this weekend, and it's so funny because she did that to me. She asked me that, and she was like, you're always talking about one hotel. You're always talking about one hotel.
Love one hotel.
Anytime I go to a different state, after we went in Miami for WALC, anytime I go to a state, I always make sure I hang out at the bar, and I buy their trucker hats. Their trucker hats are like the best. They're not like flimsy, gross.
It's
like,
the one,
like
everything they
they're
sell.
so structured, beautiful. The bars are always great. The drinks are like amazing. So she's asking me this, and she's digging into me, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I love that place. They're like the best. I even tagged them. I tagged them on Instagram story. I go, these are the best quality hats I've ever worn in my entire life. I won't leave the house without one. Anytime I'm in a city, I'm looking at they have a one hotel, because I know that's where it's going to be popping.
It's
you know,
the best.
Yeah.
That is absolutely, like, by far one of my favorite hotels. They have one in San Francisco now.
I just saw that, and they just opened one in Seattle.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Huh.
And they're opening up one in Melbourne. I hope it's done by the end of the year.
Are you going?
I'm going to Australia and New Zealand for Christmas and New Year's Eve this year.
How fun.
Me and my girlfriends live in New Zealand, Sauvignon Blanc, so we're like, we're going to the motherland.
I kind of love your style.
Yeah.
I wish I was like you.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That'll be great. Yes, and you'll have to go to the one.
Yeah.
You'll have to go to the one.
That place
Where's Women in Aesthetics?
This year it's at Terranea.
Yes,
So
I think I had told. Oh yeah, I had told Kathy. I was like, that is one of my favorite places. I love that place. So when they were talking about it, I'm like, you gotta look into the Terranea. I love that place.
I'm pumped.
It's so beautiful.
They said they're gonna have like eagles. Like you can have the eagles on your arm.
Oh yeah, and then like from the rooms you could see the dolphins. Wow. It's so gorgeous. I love that place.
You got a California girl here. That's right.
Yes, yes.
Right.
I will make the drive down the coast.
My 25th birthday, I actually did Nampa, San Francisco, and LA. And I
what a great
and we
just did that.
Mm-hmm. I've been to LA a couple of times, but I really wanted to see California.
You're so well traveled.
I'm one of those. I like to do crazy shit like that.
I love it.
Like I've been to Dublin twice for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, that's right. You were just saying that.
And then I went to London to see the Bears game last year too.
See, that's great.
I just it's like we have free will in a bank account.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. No, that's the best.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, so I do what I can. Yeah, I don't have a man or no kids, so.
I was just going to say, if you don't have kids, you don't have an obligation to a partner, why the hell not? Why the hell not? Honestly.
I know that we're ending our time here. So I wanted to know, if the people wanted to find you, where can they find you?
On social media, my Instagram handle is Aesthetics by Sahar. STH. And then the office, Cupertino Aesthetics. Come find me. Aesthetics training is also, you can find me there. You can find me anywhere. Northern California, Cupertino
She's
Facial
that girl.
Esthetics. I'm that girl.
She is that girl.
Thank you.
That TM girl.
Yes.
Thank you so much for
Thank
being on
you.
with us.
Thanks
Thank
so
you for
much.
being a part, heading up our California State Chapter.
Yes, look out. We have a lot of great things coming. Become a member.
Become a member.
Yeah.
Terri Hancock, nurse practitioner, owner of Bellissima Medical Aesthetic, and the Utah State Chapter co-chair.
And guys, I'm going to be really silly on this one because me and Terri, we go back. So sometimes we have to be like serious and it's just not in our nature. I don't know what to tell you. What made you want to what made you want to become a state chapter leader?
I am very passionate about the aesthetic industry, and there's always some questionable practices going on.
Very.
And honestly, it's a great networking place to be. Where you get to meet a lot of people, get good resources. I've made so many friends here.
Mm-hmm.
Even clear back in 2018 when I first met a few people in the very first MSPA show. And at any time, I can call any of them.
That's
I say, hey, what do you think about this? Or I'll send a text. Oh, I have an idea. What do you think? And that's great feedback.
Yeah, this show really does feel like a family reunion. Like it's shocked. I've been coming to these shows for the last seven of the 8 years.
Yes.
And it amazes me that we've taken this industry and this huge industry and made it feel small, but in a cool way.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's very approachable.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of trying to eat that whole elephant at once, we're breaking it down, and you get to meet the leaders and you get to learn from the best.
Yeah. And I don't feel like the speakers are Hollywood. I feel like even speaking to the speakers, you're just I was joking that I still get starstruck when I see a Dr. Rajani or Carrie Galpin, but not so nice. And they're well, thank you for supporting me. I love that.
Look how excited we got last year when we got to meet Katie Duke.
Right.
We fangirled out like crazy over the real Katie Duke.
Right. I know, because I was her on Instagram. But when I saw her passing me in the hallway, and I go, no way.
And then we both went, we were fangirled.
So we have been to Vegas multiple times. When did we meet?
I think we met 2019.
2019? Yeah.
Because you were brand new.
Yeah. That had to be it. So you come to Medical Spa Show every year to see me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's what I thought,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
I don't make the rules.
It's where Michela is where you need to be.
And so what's your favorite thing about Vegas? You come out to Vegas, you're like, I have to do this outside of the show.
I do have family here.
Is there?
But I don't always see them when I'm in town. I love the shows. I like some of the good restaurants. There are some secrets off the strip restaurants that no one knows about. Where it's not too crowded.
Tacos.
No, I'm going to tell you about the little mafia club where you can go for dinner.
Really?
Yes, you ring the little bell. They who sent you? You go in. It's not on the tacky side.
Whoa.
It's wonderful, and the food is bomb.
Yeah. They've got some good Italian spots out here for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's this other place. It's also a little mafia themed, but it looks like mafia Outback Steakhouse. But the food is delicious. Nona's in the kitchen rolling up the noodles, okay?
I love it.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah. So have you walked the show floor yet?
I've been around a little bit. I was over in the hundreds, Googling.
Did you see anything that looked cool? Any booths that you were like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they did that?
Let's see. I sat on the Fotona new chair thing that gives you a little back stimulation, and
Oh, I need to get over there.
some pelvic floor therapy.
Okay.
Nice.
It was fun, and then there was some nice scrub places. Actually, the Embody Scale people were a good time
Okay.
as well.
Very nice.
They were talking because I do more of a bariatric cardiology practice as well.
Okay.
So, in addition to aesthetics, so it was fun just to kind of see what's available and the latest and greatest.
What do you look forward to the most when you come to Medical Spa Show?
People, I love the people.
Mm-hmm.
I like meeting everybody. Like I said, we fangirl out. Then I just met Joe with the amazing voice. And I don't know what it was about the speakers this year. Like today, I don't know what's wrong with me. Lack of sleep. We had, George Baxter Holder get up. He brought me to tears.
Wow.
And then Kyle, I think was the next.
Oh, yeah. The keynote, Kyle, yeah.
Keynote Kyle did great telling his stories. And then he has like a little girl reading his book. And I started misting up and then talking about a kid with the cancer. Lord, I was needing some tissues. It was really good. And I get so amped and so motivated and inspired that kind of carries me throughout the next year.
That's cool.
And that flow of ideas. I really liked how Kyle said there's no bad idea and he keeps notebooks of all his ideas.
Wow.
And oh my gosh, I have all these kinds of ideas.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think, squirrel. Yeah. But it gave some legitimacy to always coolness.
Nice. Did you see me in the video talking?
I may or may not know.
Oh, no, that's okay. I'd put on there, I wanted to go back to when you were talking about the people.
Yes, I love the people.
I love the people at the show. And the marketing team was like, hey, by the way, you're going to be in one of the videos during, the general session. And it was me on the podcast saying, I'm so excited for the new people. Like, I love coming to the show every single year, and we know the greats, but I love meeting new people. And it's
Absolutely.
and it's people that have been in medical aesthetics, for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and they're just happy to have their practice and kick it. But I'm like, no, you're special. We want to talk to you. And it's just cool to meet so many different personalities. And again, so many different med spas and so many different ways people get into this industry. It's so fun.
I love it.
Yeah.
And it's just the whole energy and vibe. It just feeds off everyone and it creates, and you get this momentum.
Yeah.
And I get so inspired every year.
I definitely feel like 2025 is like, I don't know, it feels like a very transitional year in a good way. And I really love that marketing kind of did this blue ocean theme. Like we had Tulum, and then it's like beachy here at the booth, and then we're doing Carnival. Because like seeing that light blue when I walked in, it felt like it was like a fresh breath of air at the show, and that was really exciting for me.
And it's also kind of calms and centers you a little bit. It allows you just to, because in Vegas is wonderful. I mean, and we're glitter, glam, gold lame. I'm here for it.
Totally.
When I get home, maybe a little questionable choice, but here, all goes.
Yeah.
And it just kind of is a nice little court in the storm, and you're like, I feel safe here. I feel welcome. I don't feel marginalized like at some other shows where you're like, why did I waste my money coming? I get such a good value.
Yeah.
That's what brings me back every year.
That was beautiful. I loved that. Any fun skincare that you're doing for Vegas right now, since this weather is insane?
Yeah, it's a little warmer than most. So honestly, it's since I discovered the plated skincare.
It's on my list.
I like the plated. I like the Hydrinity.
Okay.
And I'm doing a little off-label, if I can say that, with the plated hair growth stuff that's supposed to help. If you put a little on a spoolie and put it on your lashes, mine have grown dramatically.
Really?
Yes, ma'am. And it's supposed to help repigment, to help with the grays. I don't know if you'll ever get to that point with Michela. It's only between you and your hairdresser.
Well, that isn't my real hair, so.
Well, wherever she began. But you still have roots, the next generation. We never know. Like, I always get a little silver highlight. It's heirloom tinsel. Which I took a picture of me at physical therapy last week, and I sent it through the AI generator. Please give me a caption for this.
Right.
A motivating caption. And it kept, like, 3 different things talked about my gray hairs.
That's crazy.
So I had to go hit the hairdresser before I came here.
You caught a stray from the AI robot.
Yes. Is that not nice? See, it was right. So with the help of the vendors here, I'm going to stay in forever.
Why not?
Mm-hmm.
It's your party, and we're just here celebrating you.
Exactly. It's well.
If the people want to find you, where can they find you?
Bella Injector NP on Instagram, usually. And otherwise, just running crazy and wild, and that's me.
I appreciate you joining us on the podcast today. And I really thank you for being a state chapter leader in Utah. You're killing it.
And thanks for being a mentor through this, getting us through.
Whatever you need, girl.
Thanks, love.
Bye, guys.
Hey, girl. I'm Amanda Hopper. I am based in St. George, Utah, and I'm so excited to rep the Utah chapter.
Awesome. And what's your role in the Utah chapter?
I'm the chair. And then as far as beyond the chapter, I'm a med spa director. So I do a lot of operational stuff.
And what led you to want to join the chapter and also lead the chapter?
You know what's funny? I remember last year at general session, Alex was talking about it, kind of hinting at some of these challenges that the industry is seeing right now, present day. And it was before all of that had really unfolded. But he said, you know, we're going to start doing this. And I remember hunting Kathy down and finding her at a session. It was actually a practice manager session. And I said, I want to help. I want to do it. I want to be part of it. And I just have a draw to be part of something bigger than myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because so many of us are such small fish in big pond. And it's like, you know, if me, the real deal, like this just normal person can do it, why not?
Yeah.
And so I think just dipping my toe in that and having a part in it and spreading awareness, but also bringing resources to the state that maybe they wouldn't know how to get.
That is beautiful.
Well,
but it's like, it's one of the reasons I love being in medical aesthetics, to be honest, like, and being a part of AmSpa, because I'm not like just, and this is no tea, no shade to the other brands, but I'm like, I'm helping med spas like overall
in general.
And and obviously, you know, AmSpa needs to do business. We should sell memberships and we should sell events, but it's also great that we do have all these free resources.
Yeah.
And it's cool that like, if I can help someone, you know, I can help someone. And I remember when I first started in this industry, and I would come to medical spa show, and when I had a break from the booth, I would just walk around to all these booths, and I'd be like, tell me more, like, I want to learn more, like, tell me about your product. I'm with AmSpa, I'm new. And so it was cool that, like, even though I was at the AmSpa booth and someone's like, I need help, I could be like, oh, you want to get in the street, go talk to Mary Beth Hagen, you know, like I could do stuff like that. So I totally resonate with that.
Mm-hmm. It's fun to be connected in a way of not so much sales, kind of like you're saying, you know, with these other vendors, but from a point of resource and answer their question genuinely.
Yeah.
You know, you have a question, I have an answer for you, and I'm not even trying to sell you anything. I just want to make your day better.
Yeah. And now I'm on the other side. Now I get to, like, now I'm with the people.
You are the girl.
I've been hearing that recently.
Well,
I do what I can.
that's right. We all do.
Is this your first time at Medical Spa Show?
It's not. This is my 4th year.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I have to confess, this is the first year I have actually brought flats with me, because I am that girl. I will wear the stilettos from the room to the hall and all around.
Yeah.
And just be in pain. And this year I'm just not having it.
Exactly.
So I guess you live and you learn.
I joke that maybe you have your bachelor's in Medical Spa Show right now.
I love that.
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm going for a doctorate.
How about that? I think I have a PhD.
Yeah.
You know what?
A few of them.
I used to wear the chunky heels because I was like, oh, if I'm going to be at a conference all day. Then I switched to mules. I was like the trendsetter at AmSpa. I convinced everyone to wear mules, and even that wasn't. And then I was like, okay, I have my walking shoes and I have my stage shoes.
Yeah.
And I remember we were at a boot camp, I think 2 years ago, and Nicole Charmante was in an oversized suit and tennis shoes. And, you know, that's a sharp lady.
Yeah.
And I said, if Nicole Charmante is wearing tennis shoes and like a little trendy outfit, then that's what we're doing. So I make a MSS fashion committee group chat for all the like young girls at AmSpa, and I said, we're not wearing heels unless it's the parties.
I love it. And tennis shoes are so trendy right now.
Yeah.
So I say let's ride it while we can.
I would agree. And they're all so cute. They don't look all sporty anymore.
No.
Yeah.
I love it.
What's the one thing that you look forward to the most when you come to Medical Spa Show?
Honestly, the networking and kind of like you were saying earlier, seeing those people that maybe you haven't seen since the last show and reconnecting.
Yeah.
And because at an event like this, I think sometimes this is the only place we see some of those people.
Yeah.
It's an annual thing or maybe even less than. And it's like you connect and you pick up right where you left off. So I definitely love the networking, not only with the business professionals in the, speaking areas and in the event hall, but then other just industry professionals.
Yeah.
Sitting down, having a real conversation with them, feedback, questions, opinions. And it's stuff you would never get anywhere else.
Yeah. I also like that, like, I don't know. I was saying earlier in an earlier, like, mini podcast that we've made a big industry feel small. Like, it feels like a family reunion. It feels like, hey, how's it going? But it's like, there are probably hundreds of thousands in med spas. There's so many, like, people who are, very popular and famous in the medical spa profession. And, like, I don't know, it's awesome. Sometimes I wish we had medical spa show 2 times a year, and then I remember how much work goes into it.
I'd be there twice.
Like I would do it, but it would hurt a little bit.
Yeah, a lot. It would hurt a lot. But to your point of the huge industry feeling like a small family or community, the chapters, I feel like, are doing that as well.
Yeah.
You know, we have, I say it all the time, in Utah, we have seriously heavy hitters in the industry in the Salt Lake metro area. I mean, some big names. And so to be able to bridge that gap and bring everyone together into a smaller, tighter community is invaluable.
Yeah, me, Alex, and Kathy just did a podcast, and it was, I think it was the 10-year anniversary of the podcast, and so the 3 of us host. So we recapped all of our favorite episodes, and it was so funny. There were so many Utah people that were like, those were our favorite episodes, and each one is completely different.
Yeah.
Like, it's, Utah has some heavy hitters.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but there's a lot there. And I mean, other states have theirs as well, but it's so funny because one thing I've experienced when people come into Utah from outside of Utah, they always say, there's a Utah pretty.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Why? Thank you.
What I also like about the state chapters too, like you said, making a big community feel like smaller, is that, like, you know, there's only so much us as AmSpa can like be and have like our ears to and like pay attention to. So it's nice to have like people who not only want to help elevate the aesthetic community, but also like can talk to, you know, you have the Utah speak, you know, Michael Zanetti saying like, we talk about hurricane insurance. I loved that. I'm like, you're right. I don't think AmSpa is like, damn, you know, Florida, they're hurricanes. We're thinking like, hey, what if everyone had an SOP? So it's really cool that you guys can bridge the gap to make a giant association smaller for someone. It makes them feel seen, which that's, you know, what everyone wants to feel.
Yeah, definitely. And those things that are relevant within the state, you know, like you're talking about the hurricanes. It's really funny to hear you say the word hurricane, because we have a city in Utah spelled hurricane, but it's called Hurricane. And after you hear and say that word so many times, the word hurricane it's wrong. So I'm wrapping my brain around you saying that.
She was like, this is my submarine right now. So are you a Vegas girl? Like, do you love to come to Vegas?
You know, even before the aesthetic industry, I came to Vegas a lot for work. I feel like it's just always been a work hub for me for shows like this. And we live an hour 45 at most from here.
Oh.
Yeah, we're very close.
Easy.
Yeah, so it's nice for concerts. We rarely do just like a night away because I feel like we are here so often.
Yeah, that is
for trade.
Okay.
But I love that it's right here.
Yeah.
You know, it's a main hub. And then I hear about shows that are like in Dallas or somewhere else, and I'm like, oh, I'll have to get on a plane for that. But I don't know if I'm a Vegas girl. There are things I like about it, but I think I love it the most when it's at shows.
Yeah. So when you're at the shows, is there something like you look forward to? Like, because you're like, okay, I'm actually going to spend the night. Like, is there something like, okay, we're in Vegas for the night. This is what I'm going to do.
Yeah, it's really simple. Citizen in Mandalay Bay, they have the best espresso martini I've ever had.
Okay, I'm writing that down.
Yeah, it's always, I mean, I actually had some really great ones last night here at the Wynn, but there's just something about theirs. I don't know what it is. You could go have it at 6 a.m. for breakfast, or 6 a.m. because, you know, you're still up partying. I don't know. Any time of day. It's phenomenal. It's so good. And then the other thing that I really look forward to, it was just kind of a happy accident the way that it happened. There is a restaurant here at the Wynn called the Allegro.
Yeah.
And after speaking engagements, my husband and I would go down there and sit and toast to each other.
Oh.
And so it just kind of became like our thing.
So cute.
Yeah, I would speak, and then we'd go down and we'd toast, and we'd talk about our bucket list items and these really cool things that we were doing in our lives that, you know, because the kids aren't here, so we can kind of focus on that moment. And I always get a Tanqueray gin and tonic, dirty, and he always gets a Blanton old fashioned. And it's just, I don't know, I look forward to that little pocket of peace.
That's so fun. I I thought I was the only one who has like a little tradition thing like that at the wing.
What's yours?
So I do with all the AmSpa girls. So every time you get a new girl, your first medical spa show, you go to the overlooked little flower lounge area.
Okay.
And they have these tingling margaritas.
Oh.
And like, even if you're not like, oh, you know, like, oh, I like to drink champagne. Everyone likes a margarita. You know?
Does it make your tongue numb?
Yeah. Not want to say numb, but it feels like pop rocks.
Oh.
But not like how pop rocks make you feel, but not the texture of pop rock. How does that?
Interesting.
Yeah. So you lick it. I think it's like a prickly pear margarita. It's called the Clio. So you lick their like prickly pear with the powder on it. You take a sip, and then it grows on you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 10 out of 10, the Clio. And it's always the Tuesday night we come in because, you know, it's after the races after that. But
yeah,
our new director of education, she's so funny. She's English. And she's like, and she's going to kill me, but I'm going to try and do her accent.
I can't wait.
I'm like, oh yeah, we're going to get 3 Clios. She's like, I don't want that. She's like, I don't want that. That's not what I drink. And I'm like, oh, no. I was like, you don't like margaritas? She's like, I know, but that's not my drink. I'm like, you'll love it.
She wants a cup of tea.
Right. She knows that she drinks, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you don't understand. Everyone loves a margarita.
Yeah. That's me with coffee, though. Like, I know my coffee.
Yeah.
Don't mess with my coffee.
She loved it.
But cocktails, I'm
sweet.
an adventurous there, for sure.
So is there anything that you've added to your skincare routine since you've been in Vegas? Because, you know,
yeah,
that darn air.
That air, you know, and I actually fought with it for so many years. And then someone just made the statement of the things that they pump into the casinos, like for the air quality and for air filtration. And it was just like a light bulb. I was like, of course they do. It's a tiny city that's encapsulated. Of course they do. So I always definitely bring under eye patches.
Okay.
I love the Hydrinity and the Skin Medica under eye patches.
The Skin Medica ones are really good.
They're great. I typically bring Upneek with me.
Yeah.
Just, you know, I'm probably up late. Need to be a little bit brighter. And then I also add a heavier moisturizer.
Okay.
Always, either a ceramide or I love the Elastin Ultra Nourishing. But my skin just drinks it up because it's even drier in here than it is, you know, at home in the desert.
And I feel like I don't like, I've been doubling up. I've been doing 2 HAs, but I don't feel like more hydrated. I feel sticky.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, okay, well, I don't want to go in. Like, there's a difference between glowy and then being like, oh my God, do you need napkins?
Absolutely. You want to be glowy, not a glazed donut.
Yeah, exactly. Have you seen any booth on the trade show floor that you're like, what the heck? How did they do that?
You know, I feel like everyone always shows up to impress. There's some pretty great ones this year. And sometimes I do think they go a little bit too big to kind of fill their space and their purpose. But this year I feel like everyone really just kind of, you know, nailed what they're doing. The presentation is beautiful. I haven't made a huge lap around. I know Zenotti's really kind of increased their square footage over there on the corner, and they did a beautiful job with that, being present. But everyone looks great.
And I saw the podium disco balls. I think that is just so funny.
Oh yeah, I see those.
Yeah, like that's a way.
Are they turning right now?
I think so. That's a way to get some attention.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
You can't. A disco ball is always a good time.
Yeah. I saw I got an espresso martini from Boulevard earlier today.
Okay. Oh, that's why there was such a line over there.
Yeah. The drinks have really taken off in the last 2 years.
Yeah, I was gonna say last year there was like once or twice during the day, and it was very limited to who was doing it. But quite a few today.
I think SkyTail was the one who kind of set it up. I feel like I saw them do it one time.
Okay.
And then year after year now, every booth is like, how will I?
I mean, you cannot compete with a complimentary cocktail.
No, in the middle of the day in Vegas because we're at this conference all damn day. Yeah.
Everyone's up for it.
I love that.
I do too.
If the people want to find you, where can they find you?
Well, many places, but St. George Med Spa, that's my home and my place. But stgeorgemedspa.com always. And then on Instagram, I'm amanda.stgeorgemedspa.
Easy.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being our state chapter leader
Of course.
for Utah.
I'm thrilled to do it, and hopefully we'll just get bigger and bigger.
That's all you can do.
That's right.
Bye, guys. See ya.
Thank you to producers Madeline Mahler, marketing content coordinator who organizes, schedules, and handles our guests, provides topics, talking points, and guest bios to our hosts. And myself, Joe DeGuzman, technology operations assistant manager. I handle the audio and video editing, voiceovers, and tech. Kate Harper, senior digital marketing coordinator who makes all of our graphics and manages the podcast platform. Esme Uriostegui, senior social media coordinator who makes and posts all the clips of the podcast to our social feeds. Our music is by Ghost Score.
Thank you for listening to or watching the Medical Spa Insider podcast. Please follow or subscribe wherever you listen to your podcasts and subscribe to our YouTube channel for future episodes. For more information about the American Med Spa Association, please check our show notes or in the description below.